Do you think if you're over 50 years old that you cannot find a man and get married? My friends, you can get married even if you're 70 years old, even if you're 80 years old. And a matter of fact, I will tell you, one of my first jobs in the United States, it was actually a second job. I was working for a few months in apartment complex, and I was a leasing agent, I think it's called. And we had assistant manager, a lady who was 75 years old. Her husband passed away 10 years ago. She was single. But everybody, all of the residents that would come, they would want to lease, renew, and ask whatever they need in an apartment, only her. Because the way she would smile, the way she would talk to them, and she'll say, sure, you can come later. I'll make sure that your AC gonna get fixed. Oh yeah, I'm gonna make sure that this is gonna be fixed and this and that. And the way she was taking care, men from 50 to 80 years old would come and they would just sit and look at her. And she was getting wedding, engagement proposals every 2 months. I would say, Tina, how many engagements proposals did you get this month? She said, well, no, it was last month. I said, okay, how about for the past 3 years? She started calculating. She's like, Alisa, I don't know whether it was 14 or 16. I stopped counting, and she would laugh. Do you get that? My friends, every man wants to feel happy, humble, and good next to you. And that means what kind of feminine, with sense of humor, gentle, kind of, or something special in you that you're opening up to them, that men want to propose to you. These are the men who were just constantly coming to her and proposing to her. Do you get it? So it doesn't matter how old you are. Men are hungry for our feminine, soft, humble, kind, compassionate, loving energy. And we're walking around greedy. No, it's all mine. I'm not going to give it. And if you don't have it, if you're lacking, that's why why you need spiritual practices is when you pray or meditate or do affirmation. Oh my God, you start feeling like your heart, your body, your soul is start to get filled with this energy of love and happiness. Love and happiness. And then you got to share it. I'm filled. My family's filled, so now I have enough. I'm giving it to you, my friends. And that's the way it works. And you cannot fake the happiness and love. It's either pouring out of you or you're walking around like empty. Because you're not working, you're not doing to get anything. You get it? And thank you so much for your hearts. So he says he's always tired. Yeah, my friends, men also get tired because we're living in a society right now where there's a lot of pressure. We're putting pressure on us. And when woman has a hidden agenda or even thoughts that this is not good enough, men feel it. And even if you are not saying it out loud, that his $60,000 hypothetically is not enough per year, he feels that he's a failure and that's not good enough. And so do you get how important for us to work on ourselves and to really accept ourselves so we can accept them? Because otherwise we're thinking, okay, go make money, but we're stabbing them with a knife in the back. How can they make more money if we're basically thinking that they're losers and what they're doing is not enough? This is not a fair game, my friends. You know, we have to take responsibility for our thoughts and our language. My husband acknowledges me and appreciates me every day. I had a feminine spiritual meeting in person in Atlanta here today. And so my girlfriends come in and they say, Lisa, every time we come, you have flowers. I say, yeah, my husband gives me flowers every week. Even though I'm telling him, honey, can you buy me flowers in pots so I can put them in the garden? He forgets. And at this point, I'm like, okay, I asked 5 times. He forget because he's busy. Obviously, I just acknowledge I love flowers and he knows that. And so, my friends, the more you treat your partner, your husband, your boyfriend, your wife, your girlfriend with love, appreciating them, respecting them, the more they will reciprocate. It's like they reflect you. And so if you're not happy with your partner, consider you are not treating them with love. You are not serving them. You're battling them, and they will battle you back. Just, it's like gravity. You're not going to fight this pen. If I'm going to drop it, it's going to drop. And same thing with our partners. We get what we give. You give love, you get love back. You give appreciation, you get appreciation back. You serving them, they serve you back. You hating them, they hate you back. You battling them, they battle you back. It's just kind of physics like that. And so that's why when you're asking me questions, I can tell you haven't been working on yourself, because all of the questions are still about how can I change him? How can I change him? And I want to share you the story when I was in Kenya for the first time. One time I was passing by a tree, and there was monkeys sitting on the tree and eating bananas. And there was poachers walking around trying to hunt them. And they would just put a cage under the tree, and they'll put one banana, and guess what monkeys do? They come into the cage, they pull the banana, cage closes, and the monkey's caught. But one time, a few years later, when I went back, I saw the same tree, monkeys on the tree. But this time, there was no poachers with the guns. There were people in the green robes. And I asked the driver, who are they? They said, oh, these are scientists. I said, great, stop. Let me talk to them. So I went to start talking to the scientist. I said, what are you doing? They said, well, we want to figure it out. What can we do so that the monkeys will get out of the cage? And I said, so what have you been doing so far? So, well, we're putting the banana in such a way that if they're going to let go of the banana, the monkey in the cage will open. But do you think the monkey lets go of the banana? They don't. And so they're sitting on the freedom, on a tree with hundreds of bananas, but they want that banana in the cage. And same with us, with human beings. We have the attachment. I want to change my husband. I want to change my wife. I want to change my boyfriend. He needs to be a provider. And this is the same way as monkeys are holding on to banana, and they're in a cage. They're in prison. And the moment you let go of the banana, you let go of changing him, and you start accepting him, he changes. The moment I let go of stopping asking my husband, does he want to meditate with me? Does he want to pray with me? Does he want to go to this and that and that? And he's been saying no for 9 years. Now the crisis at work, he came straight by himself to higher power. Do you see big change? So that's why we have to let go and leave them alone and work on accepting our partners. So I hope that explains. So how can I be more feminine? Watch my spiritual videos on YouTube, how to pray, how to meditate, or how to do affirmations or mantras. The moment you're going to start doing spiritual practices, either praying or doing meditation, you're going to start feeling that the layer of masculine energy start peeling off. This is the best way, going straight to the source. Second way, being outside of the nature, not with earplugs, listening to radio and music and podcasts. No. Running or walking fast, outside listening to birds, river, being on in nature, basically. This is the second way, being feminine. Number 3, getting together with feminine women who are talking about God, who are talking about spirituality, doing lectures, cooking, singing, dancing, without men, with feminine energy. You see, our kids and men take away our feminine energy, our love. Women with feminine women, we exchange. We give, we take, we give, we take, and our femininity and love grows. But kids, we're constantly giving, that's why we're exhausted. Husband, we give, that's why we're exhausted. That's why husband and wife should never work together. And even if they live together, they should spend 2-3 hours a day with each other, no more than that. And so you gotta start doing those spiritual practices, being with feminine women, and being outside on the nature, not laying down at the pool, walking or running. Hearing the nature, not with the music. All right, should I quit my job and figure out how to live on less money to be more feminine? This is ideal. This is ideal. However, you quit your job, you didn't figure out what's next, right? So that's why when you start meditating or praying, during the meditation and prayer, you get the answers right here in your soul chakra. Should I quit? The voice is almost telling you, no, that's not the right time. Should I go get another job part-time? Yes, you should. And you're going to start getting the answers in your soul. The spiritual knowledge, the Vedic spiritual knowledge that I'm studying, it says that God lives inside of us, in each one of us, in our soul here. The little percentage of God in us. And that's why we gotta respect and love each other and not make difficult each other's life. But again, this is part of our exam. And so when you are doing the practices, you're getting all the answers. They're always in you. It's just you're connecting to the source and you're getting all of the answers from above. We are engaged, but he's not ready to get married yet. He said he will let me know when. What to do? Good question. You should watch my video from either yesterday or day before yesterday, but I'll tell you right now the same thing. Actually, highly recommend for you to watch a program called 6 Stages to Create a Happy and Lasting Relationship. It's on my YouTube video, and there's 7 or 6 parts to it. Now, if a man gives you the ring, this seems like engagement. But if there's no wedding date, there is no engagement. Because this way engagement can go on for 5 years, for 10 years, and there's plenty of women who are waiting for 5-10 years to even get engaged. And there's plenty of women who are for 5-10 years waiting to get a wedding date and a wedding. So you can tell him, not like, okay, if you're not giving me wedding date, I'm gonna break up. No, you can gently tell him, say, honey, thank you for the ring. I'm so happy that we got closer and we're engaged. But I really want to ask you, can we create a date for our wedding so I can have a peace of mind? And if you're not ready, it's okay if I'm going to give you the ring back, because this is not fully considered an engagement unless we have a wedding date. And so don't take it personally. You know, I understand you're not ready, maybe because you're in school, maybe because you're working, maybe you're not financially set. I totally understand. I'm not making you wrong. But once you're ready with the date, you can come back and propose to me again and give me the date. And then that will be a real engagement. But for now, you are free and I'm also free. And that means you are not really engaged. And you can start dating other men, because really he's violating you and saying someday, one day when I'm ready, I'm going to give you the date. Do you understand? But you cannot come to him and say, if there's no date, we're going to break up and I'm going to start seeing other people. That's what most of the time women do. That's not the way you're going to come and gently, not passively, aggressively, going to talk about it. Okay, just like that. Yeah. Damn, that's tough to do. Live an engagement. Yes. Because right now you're on the hook. An illusion that you're engaged. It's just an illusion. If there's no date of a wedding, he could keep you engaged for years. And are you willing to waste the next 3 to 5 years waiting for the wedding date? And at any point, he can walk away. So when a woman has the dignity and self-respect, yes, she put boundaries. And you know why it's also easy? Because she hasn't given her cherry away. And there's no attachment to this man. But if the cherry is there and you're sleeping and you're doing the duties of a wife, of course it's hard, because subconsciously you view him as a husband. And that's why, my friends, I tell you, do not rush to get in bed. Keep that a duty as a wife. Yeah, my ladies. Yes, my friends.